There's a possibility we can see a record broken again today.
That's certainly a possibility. But before that, we have Garola, the lifter from Mexico, opening at 133 kilograms.
Rogelio Garola, one of, I believe, 5 junior lifters in this group, if you consider Morris a junior. Let's call it 5 lifters under the age of 21 in this group. So that's another interesting storyline. And that is a great lift by Garola at 133 kilos. He did 137 at the Junior Worlds. I believe there are 4 lifters in this group, this Pan Am Senior 77A, 4 lifters who competed either at the Junior Worlds or the Youth Worlds earlier this year. So we've got some of the best up-and-coming lifters literally in the world in this group.
Well, the story of the Pan Am so far this week has been one of experience versus youth. We do have some champions who are in their mid to late 30s so far.
Me too.
So far this week, but at the same time, there is a youth movement. We have youth lifters battling from youth, not only juniors, but youth lifters battling for medals, and junior lifters certainly battling for medals in this class. So,
and here's one of them. Well, maybe not. We'll wait to see. Harrison Morris. Looks like 135 kilos is the weight called for Canada's Alex Bellemare.
Now, Bellemare, I believe, has done as much as 150 kilograms in competition. We saw him do that at the Junior Worlds in Tokyo. His opening progression there was 142, 146, 150. So this would be coming in. Oh, there is a weight change.
There's a change.
Okay, so.
And that will now go to Juan Pena of Dominica.
Now, in a few sessions we've seen so far this week, there has been a little bit of a delineation between some of the lifters starting off a session and finishing a session. There's been some lifters following themselves, a lot of 2-minute clocks. I don't think we're going to see a lot of that to begin this session. I feel like the lifters are fairly tightly grouped to start today.
They are, and I think that there's a lot of variation from the entry total to the official total, and there's a lot of movement. I see another change going in right now. Reyes will not take this 135. And this is one of those sessions where it's going to be a lot of chess. It's going to be a lot of changing. I think everyone sort of assumes that Hasan Lopez, everybody I think is tuning in to see Hasan Lopez, but not just him. I mean, it is not a guarantee that he will win.
Certainly not.
You expect him to win, but there's also another powerhouse and a junior of Brian Rodriguez of Colombia, his countrymate, who is in this group. One thing we did not add in the beginning, Angelo Bianco of Team USA was swapped in, is competing in this group. James Tatum unfortunately pulled out with a shoulder injury. Hopefully he'll be back in September. We'll see him soon. But as a result of Tatum not being here, Angelo Bianco has been inserted into this team for Team USA. He is here, but right now Juan Pena, 136 kilos, first attempt. Pena opened with 136 at the 2015 Pan Am Games, made it. And
looks pretty good to me. Let's check that again from the side. You know, JP, one thing, it's a shame that Tatum had to withdraw from the squad due to a shoulder injury. I wanted to comment that we've seen him kind of change back and forth between the 77 and 85 kilogram classes a few times over the past several years, and I would certainly call him a snatch specialist. He tends to come out very heavy in the snatch and has to maybe make up some ground there preemptively for a lighter clean and jerk. One lifter on the American squad today that's kind of the opposite of that is Harrison Morris.
Absolutely.
And while Harrison is, you know, not opening at the same level as either of the Colombians in the snatch, perhaps, he can make
a clean and jerk with them. Yeah.
He can make up some serious ground on the clean and jerk.
All right, so now here's Reyes, 137 kilos, first attempt. Reyes was the Cuban lifter originally on the reserve list for Team Cuba. He was inserted in at the final verification meeting.
There's not a ton of info available about him and not a lot of international competition history, so excited to see him perform today.
137 is an interesting start for somebody we haven't seen much of. This is a big lift. Better get moving. 5 seconds. Nice.
Right, I want to see that from the side. Really caught that very, very deep, I'd say pretty much rock bottom catch position, but hangs down there. Looks like he was almost tilting back a little bit, but is able to stabilize, save, lift, and stand up with it.
Very aggressive punch out.
Right here. Yep.
Yeah.
You see he rocked back onto his heels just a tad.
Stood up like nothing.
Certainly. Okay, now we have Darvin Castro of Venezuela. He's also opening at 137 kilograms. Venezuela out in force this week. This, of course, this competition, of course, opens the qualifying period for the 2019 Pan American Games, which are set to be held in Lima, Peru.
2-year process for that qualification. Total team points will be summed over the next 2 years. All right, so now here is Darvin Castro, first attempt, 137 kilos. Because this lift has been successfully made, this weight has been successfully made, this will move into second place.
Vamos, moviendo esos pies, salta con ella.
Very solid opener for Castro.
Very emphatic response out of him after making that.
Well, we're off to a fantastic start in this session for made lifts, and that looks like it will bring up the second attempt for Garola of Mexico. Mexico, another one of those countries we're used to seeing have a lot of success on the international stage, particularly at the Pan American Championships and Games. Maybe being eclipsed a little bit in the last several years by the Colombian team.
Yeah, but I would say that Team Mexico is definitely in the hunt for one of those top point scoring positions for Pan Am Games. So far, they've had a very successful couple of days. I believe there have been a few medals in there for Mexico. And right now, Garola is on the bar here with 137 kilos. He made 133 on his opener. Junior lifter, we have seen him make 137. He did that in Tokyo. It was good for 14th in this weight class in the snatch.
All right, never looked like he really got that one under control. Let's watch that again from the front. Just didn't look super confident with that lift off the ground, JP.
Yeah, a bit in front of him. It is a weight he's made before. Hopefully he can take a breather. He is the only lifter looking for that 137.
Yep.
And that's a bit of a surprise to me. I was expecting to see Harrison Morris around here, but Morris actually looks like he's going to take 138 for now, as is Darvin Castro.
Now we know that Morris is certainly capable of the mid-140s.
Yeah, but that's a place he's played once or twice, and to be opening there is aggressive. Not.
Oh, I would agree, but
not out of reach, but it's aggressive.
I would agree, but I have to think that he and his coach aren't just looking at the snatch or the clean and jerk. They're looking at the potential for that overall podium.
Sure.
And so making up just a few kilos on the snatch here is going to give him a little bit more breathing room when he gets into his favorite discipline, the clean and jerk.
Yeah, we'll see how that shakes out. I mean, you'd like to think that if he's within 10 kilos of the medal stand after the snatch, he could potentially punch his way back in. We'll see maybe in 1 kilo. Like we mentioned, Morris is sitting on 138, so he is on deck. And right now, Rogelio Garola of Mexico is the lifter. Third attempt, 137 kilos.
See if he can have a bit more success on this third attempt. He missed this on his second attempt. Similar issue there.
Pulls good, comes off the floor okay, but the punch out isn't there.
All right, he'll be credited with his opener at 133 kilograms, and it looks like Morris is going to be coming out. You see him right there.
Harrison Morris is our, and actually we didn't say it. We have a youth world champion and a junior world champion. The current youth world champion and
the current junior world champion
in
here at the senior Pan American Games.
That's right.
Talk about the youth movement. This session certainly exemplifies it.
And I should apologize. Harrison has opened with 140 on 2 occasions, and he was successful both times. He did that at the American Open in 2016 in Orlando. down here in Florida, and he also did that at the 2017 Youth Worlds.
Okay.
So 138 is a heavy opener, that is true, but not as we've seen him open a few kilos heavier.
Right,
So
first
here
attempt.
is Morris, first attempt, 138 kilos.
Real tall. Let's go.
Might get called for a press.
All right, let's check that again.
he
Replay
did.
that from the front. Unfortunately, that'll be no lift, 2 against. Called for a press.
Might have to follow himself, yeah, and he will. That's going to be a 2-minute clock on Harrison here. Looked pretty good. I think it was the both arms.
Yeah. The positioning was good. It's just his lockout wasn't able to maintain it. Not something we've seen him struggle a lot with in the past. So maybe a little surprising there. My guess is he comes out and makes that pretty easily on his second attempt.
Yeah, and this is not a situation where I think you're gonna
I don't think he's
put
going to
yourself
go.
in a whole lot of risk. I think you do have to repeat there. Went up easy, just has to polish off that that punch out and extension with the arm. So 138 kilos is going to stay. It looks like he's staying in that ready area and that he will come back out for it. We've seen him snatch as much as 146. He did that in Penang at the 2016 Youth World Championships. He's been to 2 Youth World Championships. They were held in 2016 in October, and then early in the year in 2017 in April. So,
Quick turnaround.
yeah. In any case, here's Harrison Morris, second attempt, 138 kilos.
Come on, bud. Snap it. Come on.
Morris, just 17 years old.
Aggressive. Straight up. Go.
Here we go.
Well, he corrects, and that looks much easier than his first attempt. Does not need to stay in the bottom to stabilize, so he'll be credited with 138 kilograms, and my guess is it'll be a little bit before we see him again.
Yeah, and the other thing too, given the situation, that's a pivotal moment. That's where your day can get back on track or all of a sudden become something scary.
Right.
And he didn't prevent it from getting away from him. That lift was about perfect. And yeah, I think we'll see Harrison get a bit of a rest here. We'll certainly see him north of 140.
And we do have a pretty large grouping of lifters at 140, 141, and 142 for their next declared attempts. So, we could see Harrison, who's currently listed to take 140. My guess is we're going to see him
41, 42.
maybe even a little bit higher, JJ.
Possibly.
Yeah.
All right, so now here is the Canadian Bellemare. First attempt, 140 kilos.
And I have to say, that might be the best singlet I've seen all week.
Overall?
Overall, check the
Certainly Canada's best
front
singlet.
check the front view.
Oh no, I got it.
He looks like Captain Canada right now. Now we have seen him do as much as 150 kilograms. That was at the Junior World Championships in Tokyo earlier this year. Not too long ago, really just last month.
Yeah.
A mighty roar and a good first lift for the Canadian. Now he's one of a couple of young Canadian lifters on the men's side who have been really exciting to watch over the past year. The other being Bodhi Santavi, I'd say the 94 kilogram weight class, someone I've been paying a lot of attention to.
Santavi here, I don't think he is. Right?
He's not,
Yeah.
no, I don't believe so.
All right, so that's a great effort there for Bellemare, and now we have 140 for the opening attempt of Angelo Bianco. Bianco, a late add to this team, as mentioned a little bit earlier.
The lifter from Nevada.
All right.
Well, no question on punch out there. That was a very aggressive turnover, and that's going to be a good first lift for Angelo Bianco III of the United States. Seems to be without his trademark hairstyle this time.
A little while ago he did. And I'm trying to think, was he at Nationals? I don't think he was.
All right, well, with that, it actually looks like Harrison Morris is on deck with 140
He's
kilograms.
been called, and he's sitting in that ready
Yeah.
in that ready area. They might be going conservative with Harrison and giving him that 140. This would be a 2 kilo jump, 6 kilos below his best ever. Clock is running on that 140 for him.
But again, I mean, you have to be thinking, as far as placement, points for the United States, his coaches might be looking, okay, so we do have a change,
No, he moved
141
up,
for
yeah.
Juan Pena. Harrison still sitting in that warm-up area. Pena opened at 135.
6 kilo jump here. No.
Let's check that one from the side. I'm curious about the bar path on that lift.
For a bunch of lifters at 42. He's going to have to repeat if he wants this again. By interested, what do you think happened with lean back? No,
Looks like,
pretty good.
yeah, I mean, it just wasn't quite in the right position, or
Yeah.
he wasn't where the bar needed him to be, I think.
Good way of putting it, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
All right.
it's often moving yourself around the bar, not moving the bar.
So that 2-minute clock is running on.
On Pena, yeah. Morris still sitting in that warm-up area. This is obviously a delicate balance now for the coaching staffs to keep their athletes warm and ready, but at the same time to, in a way, maximize rest between attempts. So,
Well, in terms of rest and waiting, what I do think is it's a good possibility that Harrison will take that 142, and he's second on the start list in terms of he has number 2
lot number, yeah.
start number in this session, which means once we go up to 42, he will be called. So he's in the area waiting, and it looks like he will follow Juan Pena on his third attempt. If Pena is successful, 141 will put him in the lead. Harrison has the disadvantage, so what we traditionally think of as a disadvantage of being higher on the start list. But if he does the 42 first, there are 4 or 5 guys right now listed at 142.
Right.
If Harrison can put it away, that will go in his favor.
Certainly. They have to beat that, not match it.
Yeah, and the other thing too, actually, there's a couple who are sitting on first and second attempt, so I think USA is expecting them to move now that I look at the board. All right, in any case, Juan Pena, 141 kilos, third attempt.
Oh.
Nope.
Lost it on the way up. That was better than his previous attempt, but wasn't able to secure it to stand up with the barbell. So he'll be credited with his opener, which was 135 kilograms. Okay, so actually, it looks like next we have Junior Sanchez at 142.
Looks like Sanchez is going to come out for this, but I do think we're going to start seeing some movement with the board. Sanchez representing Venezuela. He is a very experienced lifter. Competed at the test event in Rio last April, did 155.
Wow.
He's done 155, he's done 156, but he's a lifter who has routinely in the past, he's been to several world championships, he's been to several Pan Ams. He has won medals at Pan Ams, including last year. He is our bronze medalist in this class from 2016. And that's why.
And he opened at 150 kilograms in the snatch last year, made it. You know, we have seen a couple of instances so far this week where athletes take pretty conservative openers. I think that coaches and federations are really trying to just get points on the board because every made lifts here result in points for qualification for the Pan American Games.
Absolutely. All right, so now here is Oscar Reyes.
Again, a relatively late addition to this weight class.
Second attempt, he was successful with 137 kilos on his opener.
The only lifter from Cuba in this session.
Oop. Leaned forward, body went forward just a bit.
Yeah. And he had to fight that on his first attempt, but this one was obviously it's heavier. The impact of that more pronounced, so not able to save that. We've got a bit of a logjam here around 142, 143. It'll be very interesting to see what happens here. And as I guessed, it's been a while since we've seen Morris on here, which.
And it's going to be a while still if we don't see a few made lifts here or changes. I expected that a couple of lifters were going to go up. None of them have moved yet, really. And now here's Darvin Castro. This is a 5-kilo jump for him. He was successful with his opener at 137. Sanchez made 142 on his opener, so if successful here, Darvin Castro will move into second place. And it looks like that will be the case.
All right, a yell of emotion, but that's a good lift for Darvin Castro of Venezuela.
And there was some movement, so now it is Harrison Morris at 142.
Okay.
And it does look like he's going to take it. So that's a 4-kilo jump. 4 kilos below his best, 4 kilos higher than he opened with. Hopefully this will be right down the middle.
And we have 2 lifters yet to take a snatch attempt in this session. So though it is a decent-sized session, 10 lifters, it's moving along at a pretty good clip so far.
Both of the Colombians. Rodriguez has moved down 5 kilos from what he was originally posted at. I believe he had 150 at the start of the competition.
I don't think we're going to see Lopez move down, is my guess. All right, Harrison Morris, 142 kilograms on the snatch. 3rd attempt.
Oh, yeah. Good lift. And now remember, our target for Harrison, because we see him as a clean and jerk specialist, if he can be within 10 kilos of the winning bronze medal lift, we think that he's got a shot to crack into the medal stand on the clean and jerk. So let's see how things shake out.
He's listed as one of a couple athletes opening at
185 right now, which is pretty big. So
180 right now.
180, excuse me.
Yeah, but he's capable of something.
North of 190.
Yeah, he can pull out a pretty massive clean and jerk. But Oscar Reyes, 3rd and final attempt here, opened at 137, attempting 142, lost it behind him on his 2nd attempt. Let's see if he can correct here.
Again, this will move him into 4th. 3 others have already successfully completed a 142 kilo snatch. Wow. Oh, that wanted to go back.
He is able to make a correction. Let's check that out from the side because similar to his first lift, he has a fight. He's rocking backward, but is able to secure that barbell overhead and stand up with it. Right on his initial catch position here. Right there.
You know, you see a replay and it almost doesn't do it justice.
No.
And for us, having watched so many lifts and having such a an affection for the sport, you see these little micro movements almost, and to us they're this huge thing. And I cannot express to you how difficult what we just saw is to do.
It's
not because it's heavy, but
a lift like that might only take a couple of seconds, maybe even less, but there's a whole story behind it. They take you through a narrative arc. There are several close misses in the scope of that one quick movement, and that was a good exemplar of that theme. Right now, we have Alex Bellemare of Canada, second attempt, 144 kilos.
This matches what he did, or I'm sorry, no, this is still a few kilos short of what he did at the Junior Worlds. He took 146 on his second attempt.
Finished with 150. Actually
Yes.
went 6 for 6 at that competition.
He did. No. Uncharacteristic of Bellemare, at least over the course of his career in most of the meets that he's been in
He doesn't
inside
miss,
Canada.
He doesn't miss a lot of snatches.
He doesn't, particularly first and second attempts. In the last 5 meets that I found for him, going back over 2016, he was 3 for 3 in the snatch in every one of them. So.
Yeah, and you have to go back even further. You really have to go back to over a year ago to see him miss a second attempt in the snatch, and he's only done that a handful of times in his career. Over nearly, I'd say it's close to 20 listed meet results we have in front of us for him. So,
we are about halfway through this group, and it looks to be about 50-50 on the scoreboard, makes to misses. So there are some lifters taking advantage of their attempts and opportunities. Morris went 2 for 3. Right now, Darvin Castro is 2 for 2. Oscar Reyes also went 2 for 3, but there are a couple who went just 1 for 3 and left some kilos on the table, and that could be very costly as we get into the clean and jerk. This was expected to be a very tight competition, and thus far it has been.
Certainly. I'd say that of these 10 lifters, at least 7 of them, probably more, think they have a legitimate shot at the podium. And honestly, that's probably true.
Yeah.
All right, Bellemare, his third and final attempt here at 144 kilograms. Still a junior lifter, year of birth, 1998, 1 more year left of junior eligibility.
And top 10 in the world as a junior competitor, so you got to hope that at this point next year we can say he's top 5 or better in the world at this bodyweight category.
Let's watch that again from the front. It actually looked pretty good. Got a little off balance, and I just don't think was able to hold it overhead. Once that bar starts moving sideways, it's always a challenge. Let's check out the replay here.
Bellemare will be credited with 140.
Yeah, he started coming up, leaning toward his right and favoring that right side, and I just don't think he was able to hold on to it. Well, that brings up Bianco of the United States for his second attempt.
5 kilo jump, not a surprise. At the Universiade last year in Mexico, he opened with 140, went to 145, unfortunately missed it there on both his second and third attempts. But Angelo has done as much as 148 kilos. Really the number for him, and what we'd like to see is for Angelo to get above or around 150 and to make a third attempt snatch. But to get there, this is a key, I think, gateway lift, if you will, for Bianco. 145 kilos will move him into the lead pretty deep through this flight.
And that actually would give him a decent chance at the podium in the snatch here. Yeah.
Oh, that's as good as I've seen him look.
All right, well, a lifter with, he gives a little nod toward the camera. That looked great, honestly.
Yeah, and there are times with Angelo. I mean, he's always strong. He's never not in shape. Literally, I mean that. And you see here, I mean, he just crushes this.
Consistency has sometimes been an issue for him. It's that maybe it's never the problem isn't getting the weight where it needs to be. It's issues with stability.
Yeah, but it comes and goes. So there have been attempts where he's been very shaky and it looked wild, and he'll twist and turn, and sometimes save it, sometimes not. And then there'll be lifts that look like what we just saw. And on those days where he is looking like this, I hope he can put together an entire string of 6 lifts that way.
Certainly.
And if he does, he's going to be dangerous.
You know, he has one thing to point out, JP, in national and international competition, he's never made all of his snatches.
That's right. And he's on the brink of it here. He's got a shot. In the meantime, we're back to another junior. This is the first attempt of Brian Rodriguez. He is a Colombian lifter. He was also at the Junior Worlds. He was 5th in the snatch. Opened with 152. He needed all 3 attempts to get there.
Went 2 for 6 for 5th place. So clearly a lot of capability.
Here he is with 146.
And showing why he's at least top 5 in the world.
It's just unbelievable.
As a junior. Wow, that was a great looking lift. The Colombian squad, it seems like year after year in every Pan American Championship, they show up with lifters who are ready to compete, who are in shape, who make attempts.
Particularly in the classes, 56 through 85.
Yeah.
Right? That's where they really are at. Just absolutely at the top of this Pan Am Federation.
And honestly, not even just at this, in the Pan Am Federation, in the world. Yeah.
All right, so now here's Darvin Castro of Venezuela, 2 for 2.
Now, if he makes this, he would be our first lifter to go 3 for 3 in this session.
This will move him into 2nd. We just saw Rodriguez make this same 146, so if successful here, Darvin Castro will be in 2nd place. Nope. All right, so he will be credited with 142. Didn't really get under it.
No, let's check that again from the side, if we can. It looked a little heavy for him today, honestly.
Snatches with a belt. I don't know that I've seen too much of that. Just not paying attention.
In the women's sessions, there have been a little bit more of that. It tends to be more common, I think, in the lighter weight classes. Some lifters will actually use different belts. They'll use a smaller belt to snatch, and they'll use a thicker or wider belt for the clean and jerks for a little more stability. So it kind of depends on personal preferences, of course. And again, we've seen some lifters who swap shoes between snatch and clean and jerk attempts. So.
All right, so now we're back to Junior Sanchez, 147 kilos.
5 kilos up on his opener, which was 142.
And he is the first lifter we're seeing at this weight, which means if successful, he will move into the lead. And Jason Lopez is the only lifter we've yet to see.
And it might be a bit before we see him still.
Yep.
Sanchez of Venezuela, 2nd attempt.
That's great. He's 2 for 2, and both of them have been like that.
Yeah, that was snappy, JP. Certainly snappy. If you're just tuning in, just a quick reminder, this is the 2017 Pan American Weightlifting Championships, presented by the Pan American Weightlifting Federation, live streamed and hosted by USA Weightlifting, with color commentary brought to you by Barbend.com, the official media partner of USA Weightlifting. And with that,
looks like we're going to Angelo Bianco, at least for now, 148 kilos.
Bianco, who in national and international competition has... Oh, wait, do we have a change? Okay, so we are going to see the first appearance of Jason Lopez.
Oh, there's a change coming. No, we aren't.
Okay, he's going up.
So a change was just written in. I'm curious to see what it is.
And this is, like you were talking about, JP,
153.
to begin this session, there is a lot of jockeying for a position here.
Just had that feel right away, right at the start.
Yeah.
You just knew. And it has been the case, and there's a good reason for it. This is a very tightly contested, session. I do think we expect Jason Lopez to win, but right now the silver and bronze medals are very much up for grabs. And that's going to bring back Brian Rodriguez, who opened with 146. 150 is going to stay on the bar. This will move him into the lead. We mentioned he has done 52. He has done 151. The Junior Worlds in Tbilisi in 2016. He won a bronze medal with a 151 kilo snatch.
Well, pretty straightforward work for him. So now the question becomes,
what does Bianco do?
What does Bianco do now? This is he's listed to take a 5 kilo jump here. I don't see him in the on deck area. Okay, here he is coming up.
So Bianco will play for second place here. There is a possibility this could leave him in a bronze medal position if he makes it and another lifter misses. However, this has been a very difficult spot historically for Bianco. His record of making third attempts, like we mentioned, is not great. This would be just the first time
that he's ever gone 3 for 3 in the snatch.
And it'll be the first time since the Arnold in 2015 where he's gone 2 for 3 in the snatch. Right there.
Very close. Looks like it might have gotten a little ahead of him.
His body was behind the bar.
Yeah.
But I wish he would have gotten that.
So he's still currently in third place in the snatch. We expect that to change. We have yet to see the first attempt of Jason Lopez, who is while still a junior, is the senior Pan American record holder with 161 kilos, right? And that is incidentally also a youth, well, he also holds the youth world record as a separate record, different competition.
And not the 161 that he just did.
No.
What is the youth world record?
His youth world record is 160 kilograms, yeah. And we've seen him go as high as 165 in training.
Right. All right, so now here's Junior Sanchez. He has looked absolutely spotless on his first 2 attempts.
Now, this is the 5th to last attempt of this session, of the snatch portion of this session, I should say.
3 of them belong to Jason Lopez, who we have yet to see. Good lift, 3 for 3, and with that,
so that means Junior Sanchez is guaranteed a medal in the snatch.
Correct, and that means that Angelo Bianco, once Jason Lopez makes a lift, Angelo Bianco will drop to 4th. And Darwin Castro of Venezuela will be 5th. If we look at that last lift from Sanchez at 151, that means Harrison Morris is a little bit outside of that range that we were looking at.
Certainly, yeah. It does.
He'll have to make up about 12 kilos.
Not out of the realm of possibility, but he certainly does have his work cut out for him. Rodriguez.
Better get out here. He's at 30 seconds. This is 152 kilos.
Also guaranteed a medal in the snatch. What color? We're not sure yet.
It will be at
least silver.
Silver.
At least silver. making easy work of that. He is 3 for 3 on the day, and with that, all 3 remaining attempts belong to his teammate, Jason Lopez.
Junior world champion.
Senior Pan American record holder and youth world record holder as well.
6 for 6 at the Junior Worlds.
Looked like another day at the office for him, honestly, in Tokyo.
This right here is the lifter who is quickly becoming one of the absolute top lifters in the world.
For Lopez, this is certainly a weight we have seen him make look pretty routine. A successful lift here guarantees him the gold. And just like that, your Snatch gold medalist at the 2017 Pan American Championships is the junior lifter, Jason Lopez of Colombia.
How do you make 153 kilos look like that?
The audience.
I mean, look at this.
There are. I see
applauding.
veteran coaches in the audience just shaking their heads.
Shaking their heads. I'm serious. The audience is not making any noise.
They're just
looking.
Just a lot of. I mean, there's some international team coaches right now just shaking their heads, going, "How do you make it look that easy?" Now the question becomes, now that he's secured the gold, what will he go for next? And their loaders are preparing 158 kilos on the bar. My guess, JP, is that we're going to see him take somewhere in the high 150s and then go for a new senior Pan American record.
Yeah, and I think so. And I also think that it is important that he pay attention to the field.
Yeah.
Now, again, he's got a couple of kilos lead here. I'm sorry, 1
Just
kilo
1 kilo,
lead.
yeah.
So, this 4 or 5 kilo increment here absolutely means a lot, right? It's not insignificant. He could get caught if he misses 2 here. So it's not like he can just go big because he wants to. He does have, I believe, an advantage over the rest of the field, save Harrison Morris in the clean and jerk. I don't know that the rest of them can clean and jerk with him.
He does have the highest clean and jerk we've seen of anyone in this field.
All right, so now here is Jason Lopez, second attempt, 158 kilos. He did 157 on his second attempt at both the Youth World Championships in 2016 and the Junior World Championships in 2017. Made it both times. This is 1 kilo more.
That looked
Doesn't look it.
That looked that just looked effortless.
Again, it doesn't even. I've never seen anything like this.
So my guess is my guess here is he's gonna go for 162, set a new attempt to set a new senior Pan American record. He's taking at least a 6 kilo lead into the clean and jerk.
The entire crowd is just shaking their head and smiling. What else can you do? All right. 2-minute clock now running on 159. So there it is. There's the change. See the scoreboard, 162 kilos.
This is for a new Pan American record.
Junior and senior.
I mean, what is there to really say?
Other than it being shock if he misses, I mean, it just looks like a play weight. Well, at least what he's done so far have looked like play weights. And this is going to be a huge moment, and I will say that if he makes this, we will see or hear quite a bit of noise from the audience.
That is one where they will celebrate. I mean, everyone's on his side here. I think everyone is cheering for him to make this. Maybe some of his competition in the back, not super hopeful about him extending his lead going into the clean and jerk, but the crowd here certainly does want to see a new senior Pan American record, especially from a lifter who makes it look as effortless as Jason Lopez.
Unbelievable. Okay, here we go. We're about to see a 162 kilo snatch attempt by a junior, Jason Lopez.
He's not even putting on new chalk. He's just.
Well, at least he had to work for it a little.
Oh my goodness! Now that is an amazing piece of lifting. Let's watch that again from a couple different angles. That is our first new senior Pan American record of the week. And what a way to close out the snatch portion of this men's 77 kilograms session. Jason Lopez of Colombia, still a junior, still 2 years of eligibility left.
This is his first ever senior competition, international.
I mean, this is clearly one of the most talented young lifters in the world.
And it's just unbelievable effort. 3 for 3. Second place, silver medal goes to, is it Rodriguez?
On the podium for the snatches.
And something I like to see in comparison at the Europeans, at the European Championships earlier this year, the gold medal snatch in this class went to Dimitri Kaptari, 160 kilos. So in a head-to-head battle, we would be winning there.
All right, well, that will bring up Alex Bellamar of Canada, his opening attempt at 160 kilograms.
Bellamar made his opening snatch of 140 kilos, so if successful here, he will put away a 300 kilo total with 2 attempts to go. He has done as much as 173, so this is a conservative opener from the lifter for Canada. With that, he will have definitely a total and some points for Canada, and he can take this progression wherever he wants to from here. Automatic increase now for Bellamar as we watch his opening attempt.
I think we'll see him go up a bit more.
You know, the singlet shows up well on video.
It looks great.
It works well.
I think he might win for best singlet. Not that there's an official competition for that, but this being the Pan American Championships, some very colorful ones certainly, and that brings up
Virgilio Garola of Mexico. Garola 11th after the snatch competition. We should point out that earlier today, the top clean and jerk in the B session was 162 kilos. So Garola would move into second in the clean and jerk if successful here.
all right, good looking lift.
Good start for Garola.
And he had a bit of a rough time on the snatches, only made his opener at 133. So nice to see him get on the board, guaranteed a total today. And I'm not quite sure. Okay, it looks like Juan Pena is up at 165, and he will be coming out to take that. Lifter from the Dominican Republic.
Just noticed a change going in. The Cuban lifter who was listed at 65, he's about to move up. That's Reyes. But right now we're pulling out the blue plates for Juan Pena's first attempt.
And Reyes, Oscar Reyes of Cuba, was a late addition to this session. We don't have a ton of background on him. He did snatch pretty well. He made 2 attempts in the snatch portion, finished at 142. So
that left him 7th.
Not really.
7th. Can you 142 is 7th?
This is a stacked session, if there ever was one, and this will bring up Juan Pena opening at 165 kilograms. Lifter from the Dominican Republic. Very fast clean.
Feet were not in alignment, but doesn't look like they're going to call him for that. 165 kilos, good lift for Pena.
And we can see from the side replay here, I think what you were talking about there, JP. I think I agree with you. It's kind of tough for the judges sometimes to see that, with the front view they have. We're a little lucky from the side here.
And lift, but you see when he stops,
yeah,
his one foot is in front of the other. He's twisting the other way. You know, the feet are supposed to be in a line. The body is not supposed to be moving. It can twist them a little bit. I guess that's not a big deal. But ultimately, he got the down signal. Good lift, and now we are back to Bellemare at 165 kilos. This is his second attempt for the Canadian junior. He has done 173 at the Junior World Championships a month ago. He opened with this 165 and made it.
Bellemare still has a year of junior eligibility left ahead of him. He is just 19 years old. And we can see from the side view on that, it does kind of crumble him a little bit there.
Yeah, it back rolled. He kind of lost his posture a little bit, and that's what forced him backwards, it looks like.
Yeah, right there.
And he was going back on his heels just a little bit. But with 165 kilos, that's enough to push you in the wrong direction, and unfortunately there he did. He is the only lifter looking for 165, so this is a 2-minute clock. You know, he's a junior lifter. We know he's done more.
There are a lot of factors that obviously can affect performance here.
He recently lifted in a major competition.
Just a month ago, the Junior Worlds were in June in Tokyo. There's a lot of travel, and actually, this being a competition in South Florida, the Canadian athletes traveled further than almost anyone to get here.
Is that true? Depending on where you are in South America, it's up there.
Well, I mean, certainly up there. In fact, funny enough, the Cuban team traveled the least distance as far as mileage
Miami,
of anyone to get here.
That's true.
Even compared to some of the athletes from Florida who are competing this weekend.
I got you. Yeah.
It's unbelievable. All right, Bellemare, see if he can have a little more success here. Very confident on the jerk phase of the lift. I think the question is really going to be on the clean here.
So far, this is his third attempt so far, able to manage good lifts on just his openers. That has given him at least for now, has given him a 300 kilo total. He's looking to move that up to 305 on his third and final attempt here. Wastes no time transitioning into the jerk, and that's going to be a good lift for Bellemare at 165 kilos.
It's great to see him come out and make that. Following himself, never an easy thing to do, especially in the last clean and jerk of the day.
Means he'll finish with a 3 for 6, 305 kilo total.
And historically, he doesn't have the best success on third attempt clean and jerk, so it's nice to see him get one under his belt here in Miami.
All right, so now we will go to 166 kilos for the second attempt of Rogelio Gurola of Mexico. Gurola made 162 on his opener. He's tried 168, 163 from what I can tell is a personal best in competition.
Good looking clean.
It should work.
3 white lights.
Good lift. Notice there on the jerk, tend to notice it when I see it, stiff back leg.
Yeah, and he didn't have maybe the strongest lockout of athletes we've seen this weekend. I don't think there was a press out or a rebend.
No, it was a good lift.
But yeah, I agree that stiff back leg probably isn't making things too much easier on him there.
Clean technique is terrific though. Absolutely smooth clean.
Yeah.
And it is a solid opener, but yeah, we'll see what heavier weights do to the form.
And that will bring up Oscar Reyes of Cuba, opening at 167 kilograms. Again, not a lifter we've seen a lot of in international competition, so as far as what he's capable of, we'll find out.
Right. He was in 7th, as we mentioned, with a 142 kilo third attempt success in the snatch. Very narrow grip here in the clean. Just onto the knurling.
Wow. Great looking jerk. Let's watch that one again from the side if we can. I mean, it's, oh, I guess we don't have that from the side, but we'll see him again. That was, oh, here we go, okay. Just watch the speed on this jerk, how quickly he punches under that barbell.
That's how you draw it up. Excellent lift, excellent start. And now we are going to go to Darvin Castro, who also snatched 142.
Oh, no, we have a change.
So that puts Girola on a 1 minute clock, but this is his automatic increase. And there's a change going in right now. This will burn for a few seconds, but ultimately will change soon. We'll see if it goes back to Darvin Castro, who's looking for 168.
And after this, we're at a tier of lifters here who are, you know, we're in the high 60s, soon we'll be in the low 70s. The next tier of lifters kind of opens at around 175, 180. So it might be a while before we see some other lifters in this session. The lifter will become Darvin Castro, one of 2 lifters from Venezuela in this session. His teammate, Junior Sanchez, went 3 for 3 in the snatch, which was good enough for a bronze medal in the snatch.
Great clean. All right, excellent start for Castro with 168 kilos.
All right, the lifter will become Girola of Mexico.
He made 64 on his second attempt, currently 2 for 2.
He's looked pretty strong on his first 2 opening clean and jerks.
If successful, however, this will move him into 3rd in the clean and jerk and 5th overall. Currently has a 299 kilo total. He's looked very good, and he's going to go up. It'll be a little while before we see him. So here's the automatic increase on Darvin Castro. The way that the system works in the back, by the way, sometimes you see a little bit of a lag when we know that these changes are coming.
Mm-hmm.
At the Marshall table, the coaches have to handwrite and sign the changes that they're putting in, and then they are manually entered into the computer. And the way that it works is that even though the clock will be ticking for a few seconds after the coach makes that signature, as long as he's done writing before the clock passes the 30-second mark, they usually put the change in. In fact, they will put the change in, but there's usually just a few second lag. So when we know that that change is coming and we've seen a coach go over and write, we just know that we're waiting for a manual input and then the system to update.
And that's because we actually have a pretty good view of the Marshall's table from where we're sitting.
Cool the way the curtain worked out for us. It's one thing we can see well.
Yeah. We can see the future, folks. One of the powers of color commentary. All right, this will bring out Juan Pena for his second attempt. He's taken a 5 kilo jump, so we're up to 170 kilograms on the bar here at the 2017 Pan American Weightlifting Championships, the men's 77 kilogram category. Lifter from the Dominican Republic.
Oh, did the right thing there, actually.
Okay, he's okay, folks. I mean, the diameter, I mean, JP, you can talk a little bit more about this potentially, but the diameter of the plates is such that the lifter has some protection there.
And that's just what happened. If you see here from the side, when he gets underneath this clean, his weight was going back. I don't see if he's starting going back the whole way. No, but just he leaned back. But what he did was the right thing. He kept his body on the bar there and just held on and rolled. And the result is that the plates hit the platform, not him. And the bar just escaped over his head, and he got out of there fine.
He also did not shoot his elbows back. We've actually seen some lifters get injured when the bar gets, when their elbows get between their body and the floor.
Right,
there
he
with
just
the bar on top
stayed
of it.
there.
He just stayed there, which
and
is
he kept his torso kind of.
It is the right thing to do.
Yeah. Now, in fairness, it's not a departure from a lift that you see very often, but when that does occur, that's how you're supposed to handle it. So he is safe, he is okay, and he's going to come back and hopefully make this same 170 on his third and final attempt. If he's successful, this will give him a 306 kilo total. Wanted to go back, great save.
All right.
Oh, no.
Misses it behind.
We said it at the same time. It looked great.
You have to wait for, let's see that from the side. You have to wait for the down signal from the judges, and the bar has to come down in front of you under control, at least to the shoulders. And we can actually see on the clean, he almost fell back on it again right here, and he just has to fight. Wow.
It takes so much strength to do that.
Oh, it's a real shame. Well, he'll be credited just with his opener then at 165.
301 kilo total. Yep. All right, so now we're back to Rogelio Gorola of Mexico, 171 kilo, third attempt. If he's successful, this will move him into the lead in the clean and jerk for now, and fourth overall. Nope. No lift there for Gorola. He'll be credited with his second attempt at 166 kilos, 299 kilo total. And this will bring out Oscar Reyes of Cuba for his second attempt. Reyes made 167 on his opener, so this is a 5 kilo jump for him.
A big cheering section here. The Cuban team, practically the local team here.
Yeah.
And he did look strong on his opening attempt. Another lifter he had to fight from rolling back there.
No doubt on that jerk. Excellent attempt. Good lift. 172 kilos, Oscar Reyes.
We'll see that from the side here. Another lift where the lifter really had to fight from rolling too far back on the heels. He's able to do it there. Right there, yeah. That takes, as JP mentioned, that just takes an incredible amount of strength in the bottom of that front squat position, and really no issue on the jerk.
Yeah, that clean was almost a carbon copy of what we saw from Gorola.
All right, and this will bring up
Darwin Castro. This is his second attempt. He made 68 on his opener. Wow.
That looked even better than his first.
It did. All right. Well, that's 2 for 2 in the clean and jerk. And it will, for now, give him a 315 kilo total.
Automatic increase. My guess is we will not see him following himself.
No.
But we do have a bit of a grouping here at 175. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 lifters currently looking to take 175 kilos. That could change. We could see some moving up, certainly. But this will bring up Junior Sanchez for his first attempt. He will be taking 175. The lifter from Venezuela. He is your bronze medalist in the snatch. He went 3 for 3 in the snatch. One of 3 lifters to snatch over 150 kilos today. Only one lifter went over 160 kilos.
Yeah, well, in a big fashion. But Junior Sanchez is an experienced lifter. He's as good as they come. He has done well over 180 kilos. He's been to an Olympics, and he has moved up. So right now, Rodallegas, the junior from Colombia, has been called, and he is our silver medalist, and he will go up, which for now brings out Angelo Bianco, and I have a feeling he's going to change, because I do not see Angelo in the ready area.
We also have a good view into the ready area as well as the marshal table.
He is coming.
Yep. Bianco's a lifter who doesn't he doesn't hang around a lot before his lifts. He just kind of walks up when he's ready, takes the attempts. And we can see him stepping into that rosin bucket to get a little traction on his shoes. He is a lifter who we have seen slip on platforms a little bit before. Takes a very wide split stance on the jerk. So
he has opened with 175 in the past. He did that at the Russian Grand Prix event in Kazan, where he totaled 327 kilos.
But as a 94 kilo lifter.
Yeah, that's right. He had to eat his way up. That's a good point.
All right, watch this wide split here.
Good lift for Bianco.
Let's watch that
at 175.
Let's watch that again from the side. I want to point out he just takes a very aggressive, wide split, and it really does work for him.
And that was very stable for him. We were talking about how on occasion he could look shaky. This was just very smooth, very solid. And the way you want to see an opener look.
Great looking
Angelo
lift.
Bianco is on the board with that 175 kilos.
And that will bring up Oscar Reyes of Cuba for his third and final attempt. He's perfect so far on the clean and jerks, just taking a 3 kilo jump up on his second attempt, which I think is probably smart.
Reyes was 7th in the snatch, currently 3rd in the clean and jerk. If he makes this, it will move him up 1 place in both the clean and jerk and the total. He will stay behind Bianco, who is now the leader with his 320 kilo total. All right. Oh no.
Oh. Well,
Got through it, but as he started to recover.
That's not the first time we've seen that issue. It happened to Juan Pena on his third attempt, losing the barbell behind. All right, so that means the automatic increase puts Angelo Bianco on deck. He will be going up. And actually the lifter we will see then is Brian. Yep.
At 77. He's made 1 change. It's possible he could change again. And he just sat down. I don't know if that's to wrap up or to actually come out.
I think we are going to see him come out. I can see him putting on his belt in the ready area. Now, he is your silver medalist in the snatch. He went 3 for 3 in the snatch portion.
And he's out not early, toward the middle end of the, middle of this session, but there are some lifters who we haven't seen yet that were trailing in the snatch, and they might.
So we do have a change now, and it's Darvin Castro of Venezuela. He was also successful in his second attempt at 173, so
This is a 4 kilo jump. If he makes it, he'll move ahead of Bianco into the lead. This is his final attempt. He's looked solid in everything he's taken so far, 4 for 5.
All right, so a little bit of confusion as to what's going on here and who the lifter actually is. There's a timeout. Not sure who
letting
called
the
it.
system reboot.
Okay, yeah, it looks like the scoring system needs to be rebooted. So a technical stop. Apologies for the delay, folks, but such is the reality of running a large international weightlifting competition. Things do happen. We'll be right back on it in a second, and this means the lifter will become Junior Sanchez of Venezuela with 178 kilograms. He is your bronze medalist in the snatch. This will be his opening attempt, clean and jerk, and he will be coming out for this, it looks like.
Mentioned earlier that Sanchez is a 2008 Olympian. He competed at 69 kilos.
2012, I believe.
I'm sorry, 2012.
Yep.
Was a 69 kilo lifter. Looks like he made the jump up to 77s around 2014. It's a very light 77 at the World Championships in Kazakhstan.
Okay, we have another change. Rodriguez of Colombia at 179.
I think he's going to have to take this. I believe he's changed twice. Right, he was originally in at 75, went to 78, and now running a 79, so he is getting ready to come out.
Not a ton of time on the clock. He didn't need a lot of that in the clean, in the snatch portion, but he does have less than 30 seconds, so he has to get a bit of a move on.
152 in the snatch. This would give him a 331 kilo total. And that means Harrison Morris would have to get to 194 if Rodriguez does not make another attempt after this. Wow.
Easy work, and we've talked about that throughout the weekend, that wide readjustment that many of the Colombian lifters utilize for a very wide grip on the jerk. Let's watch that again from the side there. Yep.
Jump forward just a little bit.
That's a good lift. All right, this brings us to Darvin Castro, his third and final attempt, 179 kilograms. This is to go 3 for 3 in the clean and jerks. He opened at 168.
So move him into second overall behind Rodriguez. Gritty. Saw a little movement. Yeah.
You know,
I think even if he would have held on to that, he might have been turned down for a press out, but still a very hard-fought day, a very excellent day for Darvin Castro. 4 for 6, 315 kilo total.
yeah, he fought for that clean. I mean, I think he should be happy with that performance. And this means the lifter will be Harrison Morris of the United States, opening at 180 kilograms. He is the youth world record holder in the clean and jerk.
Youth world champion.
And the American senior record holder in the clean and jerk, still just 17 years old. So
A couple of weeks ago, took it easy at the Youth Nationals where he won. I believe he did a casual 180 kilo clean and jerk there. Here he is opening with that weight, or with the same weight, at the Senior Pan Ams.
Go, bud. Come on. Make this sharp.
No.
Oh, no. Looks like his positioning was a little off there, and the bar just got a little in front of him.
Great speed under the bar. Jump back a little bit on that clean.
Let's watch that from the side. He tends to do that on his cleans.
Yeah.
That's pretty textbook from him. I want to see this again from the side to see where that jerk went wrong as we wait for... Okay. Well, we'll just go straight to Junior Sanchez, who will be taking his opener at 180 kilograms. Sanchez is your bronze medalist in the snatch, finished with 151 kilograms.
If he makes this 180, it will not move him ahead of Rodriguez in the total. He's teetering on the brink of oscillation. Got one red light.
Do you think you got that for a press out or for bar oscillation, JP?
For oscillation.
And if you wouldn't mind explaining to the readers at home, or sorry, to the viewers at home.
Readers.
the readers, the viewers at
yeah,
home.
you know, before a lifter who comes out of a clean, actually, we've got Harrison's clean and jerk here.
Okay, so this
I wanted
is
to go back to show that, and then I'll answer. We'll show the other replay in a second. But
this is the replay of Harrison Morris's clean and jerk. Pretty
clean
character.
was-
He
yeah.
generally does jump back into clean. That's something we've seen before, and yeah,
split back maybe a little bit.
I think so. I
Yeah,
think he
that's
pushed
what
himself back.
We got him there. And then if we can go to that 180 that we just saw.
So the lifter will become Brian Rodriguez. Basically, the rule being that the lifter cannot intentionally oscillate the bar to gain an advantage in upward momentum
Right,
on
so
the
the
jerk.
lifter at the end of a clean must become motionless before starting the clean, before starting the jerk, and the bar can move. But as you mentioned, the lifter is not allowed to put any deliberate oscillation, not make any deliberate effort to get that bar.
And at the very elite levels, we see people skirting the line on that. But
But as long as they are motionless,
Right.
the bar can't be moving, and that's the key point. So now we're back to Harrison Morris, 180 kilos, second attempt.
now we've seen him clean and jerk as high as 192 kilograms in training. That is the American record, and it also is the youth world record.
Come on, dog, let's go. Come on, Harrison. Be aggressive, let's go.
Another easy clean. Should be good to go.
There we go. Let's watch that replay from the side. Better positioning under the barbell on that split jerk. Morris, obviously an excellent clean and jerker, a world record holder.
But today it looks like it might be just a bit too much ground to make up to get into the game for a medal. I mean, there aren't that many attempts left. He can play around in that 184, 185 range, perhaps to make some noise, but ultimately his fate will be determined by others.
All right, that brings out his teammate Angelo Bianco III, who will be taking a second attempt at
7-kilo jump.
182 kilograms. And
This does not surprise me at all.
well, we've seen him hit this once before as a 94-kilogram lifter.
Not really.
He ate his way up to 94.
Yeah.
He was just above 85.
It was mostly water. It was an interesting scenario that he found himself in,
Yeah.
having to compete as a 94 to get an Olympic eligibility credit.
The opposite of what most lifters face.
Yeah.
Rapid weight gain.
All right, so here's 182 kilos. Second attempt for Angelo Bianco. This is a 7-kilo jump. Beautiful clean. Oh, hold on.
Wow.
A little shaky in the torso there.
And that is a new PR at this bodyweight competition for Bianco. Let's watch the replay there. There was a moment as he was bringing his feet together where, as we can see from the side here, he almost lost it behind, which we've seen happen in this session, JP.
Clean was just great.
Yeah.
Now watch here, he splits nicely, gets into that position, but as he's recovering, the torso starts to wobble, and the back foot
And the back foot slid, and which it's an issue he's had
He
before.
even indicated that slip over to Coach Bros as he was stepping off. One thing though, that 7-kilo jump is a very characteristic move of Angelo. He has on multiple occasions taken a 7 or an 8-kilo jump from his opening attempt to his second attempt. He did that in Dallas at the Nationals, where he won silver back in 2015. He did it at the Universiade last year, where he opened with 167 to make a total, and then went to 75. That also put him in silver medal contention.
And with that lift, he actually ties his competition PR. It's a new competition PR in the total for him at this body weight.
327.
Yes.
And he does have another attempt in hand, so this is good stuff. All right, now Harrison Morris looks like he'll be called with 185.
We can actually see right there on the left of your screen, he's talking to his coach Kevin Rhodes and USA Weightlifting Technical Director Piros Dimas.
Clock's running. Harrison doesn't seem to be in a rush to stand up.
All right, there is a change.
Are they running it over by hand?
I believe they are. We just saw someone sprint back from the marshal's table.
All right, we're in a tech stop.
Well, that's interesting.
Yeah, and in an extra moment or two. I mean, Harrison, by demeanor, he is young, obviously, but by demeanor, from what we've seen over him, he tends to be kind of a cooler, more relaxed type lifter.
Certainly.
He doesn't really get fired up, or you don't really see him hopping around. So if somebody tells him to sit a few more seconds, he'll just sit a few more seconds.
Yeah, his mental game, I would argue, is very strong, and he's a cool, calm, and collected lifter, and almost workmanlike in his attempts. You know, he takes the attempts that are going to get the team placements and points, or that will get him placements and points. So, you know, like JP said, a young lifter, still a youth lifter, but someone who shows a lot of maturity on the platform. Okay, they're sweeping the platform now.
And what happened there was Bianco had put in, after the 182, good success for Bianco on his second attempt. He declared 185.
Okay.
And they immediately went to Harrison, who had been at the time sitting on 185. So they immediately went to him, and they shouldn't have. That's why the marshal ran out to say that Bianco did in fact declare 85. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter because
they're at 186 now.
They're both on 186. And what that does is put a clock on Brian Rodriguez of Colombia.
And with that, we only have one lifter yet to take an attempt, and that is Jason Lopez.
And I think he's going to sit this thing out
for a little bit.
Until everybody else is done.
Until everyone else is done. We've seen him clean and jerk 195 kilograms. He is the Pan American record holder in the total, but not the clean and jerk for this weight class.
Okay, if successful here, Rodriguez will have a 338 kilo total with one attempt remaining.
No lift. Apologies, I was incorrect. Jason Lopez is not the Pan American record holder in the total. It might be something he has his eyes set on today. And that record has actually stood since 2009.
Cuba, Ivan Kambar.
All right, now this will bring out Junior Sanchez for his second attempt. He is perfect on the day, 4 for 4 so far, so this is to go move to 5 for 5. One of only 2 lifters in the session still with the chance to do that.
Wow, Combar took out Pablo Lara, huh? Back in 2009. Lara had those a long time, and then there was a Ronda for a while, 205. That was a weight class change. Huh. All right, so now Junior Sanchez, 186 kilos, second attempt.
I believe this would move him into
the lead.
Yep.
So move him ahead of Rodriguez, who opened the door on that miss with 186. Wow.
No good there. Bar oscillation or not, was not able to secure that jerk overhead. He still has one more attempt. The clean looked good. The jerk looked like it challenged him.
Gets under it quickly.
He does.
Just didn't look like he got all the way through, and I think that might have been it. But now, and I'm telling you, if you watch this at home, he is giving that bar a little bit of giddy up. All right, so now we've got Harrison Morris on the bar for his third and final attempt. If he's successful here, this will move him into third place. With 7 lifts remaining, but chances are, even if the other lifters all miss their third attempts, once Yeson Lopez opens, that would push Morris off the podium. So this is a placement, this is a points effort here for Harrison Morris. He will likely not win a medal for Team USA in the total.
All right, well, he has to work for it, but that is a good lift for Harrison Morris. Currently in third position overall. That could very easily change.
And after opening attempt misses in both the snatch and the clean and jerk, Harrison went on to make both lifts. Let's take a look at this 186 clean and jerk again. And he may be a youth athlete, but he is absolutely ice cold as a competitor. I mean, he just does not rattle. And unbelievable effort. Excellent showing for Harrison on his first ever senior Pan Ams. And, you know, some people did ask why he chose to forego the Junior World Championships, and the plain and simple answer is that this competition, for whatever reason, in discussion with USA coaches and his own coach, they decided that this meet would be part of his high performance plan, and that Tokyo was not going to be a meet that they selected.
He still has 2 years of eligibility as a junior, so it's not like we won't. It's most likely we'll see him at Junior Worlds, one if not both of the next 2 years.
Exactly. So, assuming that a location change occurs,
well,
for the 2018
that is
Junior
true.
Worlds, and from what I understand, that is a possibility, but it's not done deal.
It's not a set thing. Currently, that is set to take place in Pyongyang, North Korea.
DPRK.
There is a looming travel ban for Americans to North Korea, which would prevent, in theory.
Yeah, I mean, is there not a travel ban already? I don't even.
It was frowned upon, not officially. Well, we won't get into that too much today.
Okay. Let's not.
And this will bring up the first attempt for Yeson Lopez, so he is not going to wait until everyone else is done.
This is much better.
Yeah, this is a much better discussion.
About this too.
So we've seen him clean and jerk up to 195 kilograms.
Reigning Junior World Champion.
Just easy. Takes a wide regrip, very wide. And
had to stabilize a little bit with the bar of the head. He almost lost that. That down signal came in right at the right moment.
Saved by the bell maybe, but it will count, and he is on the board, moves into first place overall, and he is going to be awfully tough to catch. He snatched a full 10 kilos above his next closest competitor, and unless something incredibly dramatic happens, he's pretty much locked up gold here.
Yeah, I would agree. And he is getting used to winning without much trouble. I mean, at the Junior Pan Ams in January, he did 156, 185. He won the Junior Pan Ams by 41 kilos. Second place was USA's Mason Groller. But I mean, you know, if you think about a lifter playing on another level, he is it.
Well, we've seen a few of the Colombian athletes. He's one of several this weekend, or sorry, this week, who we could say that about, the other being Luis Mosquera.
And it's almost amazing that this is his teammate, and he too is taking a 187 kilo clean and jerk. Actually, he's moved up off of his miss with 186. But I mean, I don't know that we're paying enough attention to how good a lifter Brian Rodriguez is.
Oh, and we could see from the front, I think he's okay, yep. But on the catch, his right knee began to cave in and was not able to really make much of an effort to stand up with it. Let's see that again from the front.
With that, by the way, Rodriguez will be credited with 179 kilos from his opening attempt. That's for a 331 kilo total. And we are down to Junior Sanchez's third attempt. And if he's successful, he will move ahead of Rodriguez for the clean and jerk and the total. So that was a costly miss and a costly decision by Rodriguez to move up if Sanchez can pull this off. And oh, by the way, Angelo Bianco still has one more attempt.
All right, well, Junior Sanchez will stay in third position overall.
For the moment, Rodriguez will not be penalized by the gamble.
And it looks like
Angelo Bianco is going to take what he needs for a silver medal.
In the clean and jerk. Overall. In the total, wow.
This will move him into second place. We are down to our final 3 attempts of this session, and sometimes when the bell is called, you need to answer. And Angelo Bianco is trying to do that right now. Originally a reserve for this competition.
I misspoke. You were right, JP. This would guarantee him
a silver medal in total.
And a week ago, he wasn't even sure he was competing.
That's right. This is a huge moment. All right, here's Bianco, 188 kilos. Whoa! Oh, wow! If he misses this, he is 5th. If he makes it, he's 2nd. And that is a silver medal for Angelo Bianco.
Oh, my goodness.
In the total, and it could.
Going from reserve to silver medal in the Pan American Championships, Angelo Bianco has just shocked the entire venue, taking a 13-kilo jump on his clean and jerk opener. And the room... mouths are agape right now. USA Weightlifting CEO Phil Andrews is just running backstage to congratulate Bianco, who came out of absolutely nowhere.
The scoreboard shut off after that. It's down. The system went down.
Angelo Bianco.
Here it is on screen.
Wow.
This is just an absolutely clutch moment for Angelo, and I could not express to you how awesome that was.
So happy for him.
Now we've got Jason Lopez on the bar, 190.
Well, if anyone can create some more silence. That looked much stronger than his opener, JP. Easy 190 for Jason Lopez.
It's just not supposed to be that easy. What's the record?
The
191?
Pan American record?
Sure, let's pick one.
205.
205 senior.
Yeah.
He's still a junior, right?
He owns the junior record.
At 191.
Oh, no, sorry. Harrison Morris does.
No, Harrison owns youth.
That's correct, yeah.
So
Numbers are flying around, folks.
I'm still getting over Bianco. I can't.
Yeah, our minds
All
are
right.
a bit scrambled by that. Yeah, his record, Pan American record, junior record is 195.
195 and 356 is the total that we're going to need. So
Well,
you tell us. Go ahead.
Folks, Jason Lopez has declared for 200 kilograms, which would shatter his own junior Pan American record, and if successful, would also shatter by 6 kilograms the senior Pan American record in the total. The gravity of the situation is hard to get across, and it's a little, we're almost at a loss for words after what Angelo Bianco just did to shock.
I would have never bet.
To shock the crowd, and now Jason Lopez.
I think Rodriguez and Pena can't believe it either. All right, so now a junior Pan Am record in the clean and jerk and total.
And this would be a new senior total Pan American total record.
356, 357.
356 is the current record.
This would give him 357.
No, this would give him 362.
God, that's right.
The math becomes easy at 200 kilos. You just add the snatch to it.
And yet I still managed to struggle because I can't believe it. All right.
This would shatter the senior total record. Just absolutely shatter it.
This is unbelievable. Kara Heads just looked over and nodded. This is awesome.
Oh my goodness.
But still, lift, but still an historic day for Jason Lopez.
He is still your champion. Gold medals across the board for Jason Lopez, and a shocking silver medal for Angelo Bianco III of USA Weightlifting. A few days ago he was a reserve. And now he is a Pan American silver medalist. Okay, what an amazing series of events here in the men's 77 kilogram session at the 2017 Pan American Championships. For Barbend.com, I am David Tao, and I've been joined by JP Nicoletta. We will be coming back to you in just a little bit at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to bring you the women's 69 kilogram session. And if you thought the men's 77 was exciting, just stick around. Thanks so much, folks. We'll be back on in just a bit.